Hey, good morning, guys. Getting a little bit of a later start than I wanted to this morning. We got Ernie in there already. Good morning, Ernie. Thanks for joining in this morning. I have ran off and forgot my camera mount, and so I'm going to have to make do. Hopefully, you'll be able to see me this morning. All right. Let's see if I can get the chat up here. Can everybody hear me good? Somebody leave something in the comment. Make sure you see and hear me good before we get started. Kentucky Redneck Outdoors. It sounds good. Good deal. Appreciate you guys coming in this morning. This morning we're out in the kayak. We're on Barren River Lake here in Kentucky. This is my home lake. Thought we'd catch some crappie this morning. I've been having a good time catching them out of this kayak right here. I've seen a lot of posts this week about people asking how deep the crappie is, where they are and stuff. So I know I've already posted one video, but we thought we'd do another one. See if we can get a big fish on the camera for you this morning. This is my setup I'm going with this morning. It's just a little 5-foot ultralight rod. Got it spooled up with 12-pound line. My hook, I just have a number 2 little Aberdeen wire hook. Excuse me. And above that, I have a split shot sinker. Now, we're going to be fishing some really thick cover right here this morning. I mean, this stuff is thick. So when I'm fishing thick cover like this, I want to run that sinker as far down, just about 3 inches or so above that hook. If I'm fishing open water and stuff, a lot of times I'll run it up here 10 or 12 inches above to give my minnow freedom to swim around a little bit. But in this tight cover, I don't want him swimming around. I just want him sitting right there wiggling. This morning we're going to be fishing minnows. And one good tip, when you go to the store and get your minnows in the morning, y'all all know that water's freezing cold. They keep in those bait tanks. So you got to acclimate those minnows to this lake water. Right now we are 80 degrees this morning. So what I do is when I get to the lake, away from the ramp, almost lost him there. When I get away from the ramp there, I will dump half of this water out in my minnow bucket and fill the other half with lake water to kind of bring those minnows up to temperature gradually. I'll do that while I'm on my way to my first spot. Just make sure you don't do it around the boat ramps because there's a lot of oil and gasoline and stuff. All right. First minnow on for the morning. Going down. Fishing frustration. Good morning. All right. We're going to drop that minnow all the way to the bottom right there. Lift him right up just a little bit. Let him sit there a few seconds. And when you get on a big brush pile like this, there tends to be a sweet spot on it, somewhere where they congregate. That'll hit, feel more like a bluegill there. Might have to drop down just a few times, find that little sweet spot. Usually it's right over here somewhere. Oh, got something down there hitting the fire out of it. Feel like a little one to get my minnow. Yep, got robbed. Another thing I like to do, helps me catch a lot more fish, is always bring plenty of bait. If that minnow is on the line, been on there for a few minutes, not swimming real good, change him out with a fresh one. All that kicking and squirming around down there, that's what's going to attract that crappie. All right, I got my last minnow. Let's try again. Drop down on this side, see what happens. Now, I'm probably going to get hung up 100 times a day. I mean, this stuff is thick. And that's one reason I use this 12-pound line. A lot of people think that's way too big, but I tell you what, it saves me from retying hook about 4,500 times during one trip, so that can get aggravating real quick. Thank you guys for coming in this morning. We really don't have enough subs yet to really be doing a live show. We just thought we'd try one out, see what happened. I appreciate you guys coming in this morning. And Braden, he's in his kayak this morning. There he is. He's over there on the other side of this cove. He's bass fishing this morning. He done caught one bass before we even left the ramp while I was still getting my kayak situated. Another good tip for the summertime, this is the first week of August, so early start's pretty important. Most people tend to think of crappie as a late morning, midday fish, and it can be, but I've also caught some good crappie right after daylight. I just got daylight about 15 minutes ago. These crappie right now, they should be in about anywhere from 8 to 12 foot right now. Every now and then you catch one about 6 foot early morning like this. But as the day goes on, that sun gets higher, the fish will just push deeper into these brush piles. And it don't have to be a brush pile. You can get on these bluffs. I like fishing those laydowns on that bluff. Really good. Here comes the bass boats out this morning. Braden's over there fishing them boat docks. We don't get bit here real quick, we'll reposition ourselves. I mean, there's a bunch of this structure right here. This brush pile is about as big as a school bus. Just have to get on that sweet spot. I hope I don't have to use my anchor this morning. I got my phone propped up on my anchor where I forgot my camera mount. Can't believe I left that. Fishing with a Chad. Good morning, Chad. How are you? We just got out here just a few minutes ago, getting set up and drop a few lines in, see if we can bring in some big old crappie. Last 2 mornings I've done this, we pulled out a giant, so hopefully we can do it again this morning. We fished Lake Nickajack down in Tennessee this week. Done a little bass fishing down there, done a little cat fishing. Really cool lake. I like it place. A lot of grass though, it can be aggravating. I always enjoy going to a different lake though. Get one taker here, get this school of fish fired up. Usually don't take long. They know we live streaming this morning, they're gonna make it hard on me. We'll get him though, I guarantee you that. There he is. Oh, and he's got me in the brush. Feels like a good fish too. I'm gonna give him just a little bit of slack. Sometimes they can swim out. Not all the time. He's in that brush real good. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get him out. Dang it. That's where that 12-pound line comes in handy. You see all it did is bend that hook a little bit. We'll straighten, move our sinker back up. Flatten that hook back out. I'll tell you what, that fish bit on the edge of that brush pile over there, so I'm going to reposition myself right here. Just a little bit. That same fish probably ain't going to bite again as hard as I pulled him through that cover, but I guarantee you there's some more over there. Right around this side here. A lot of people ask me why I started fishing out of this kayak. Well, I always wanted to catch a big blue cat out of one. And made that happen about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Got lucky, put a good fish in the boat, upper 30s, close to 40 pounds. Man, it's just, I don't know. You're down here in the water with them. It's just, it's so different, man. I can't hardly explain it, but it's a really good time. I enjoy it. The only downfall I see to it, you can't cover a whole lot of water. but I got this motor on here, so that helps me. I can go a couple miles one direction pretty easy, so ain't that fast. Just I can run close to 4 mile an hour in it. These minnows they give me this morning's little bitty ones. Minnows tend to run a lot smaller in the summertime for whatever reason. Get your bigger winners in the cooler weather. Braden's still back there working that bank. I ain't heard no squealing over there, so I don't guess he's caught nothing big yet. Kentucky Redneck Outdoors. You have to bear with me. I can barely see that writing on that screen this morning. Going crappie fishing tomorrow or Sunday. Well, good luck, buddy. Hope you get on some. Catch you a big mess. Drop right over here in the middle of this brush pile. I promise I'll bring my camera mount next time. You can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit more instead of just sitting here looking at my ugly mug. There it is. Hurry up and get him out of it. Nope, stick. Drop back in there. Now this pattern that I'm doing this morning, this is pretty much a all summer long deal. Once these temperatures start to change a little bit, we'll get a few cool nights. These crappie will be on the move just a little bit more. They go into that fall pattern. During the fall, these fish scatter out a whole lot more. Trolling's a real effective way to catch them in the fall. Probably the most effective way. You can still catch them off these brush piles and stuff, but they're where you catch them one day, they won't be there the next. They're on the move all the time that time of year. They're feeding up, they're chasing shad. But if I was tournament fishing for them, I would be spider rigging in these creeks. That's what puts the numbers of fish in the boat once it starts cooling off a little bit. I think we got another 2 or 3 weeks or so with this pattern right here before they get into that. Beautiful morning to be out here. Feels good. Showing 83 degrees right now. I'm out here on the main lake, so I can imagine them creeks are going to be up around 86 degrees. I tend to like the cooler water this time of year. Sometimes it can make the fish congregate up more, a lot more numbers together. They got it out for me this morning. I ain't never been here this long, not got a bite. Well, I had that one bite, lost him, hung up in the brush. But don't get bit on this drop right here, I'm gonna move around to the other side of the brush pile. Kentucky Redneck Outdoors, he said he's gonna try deep. I don't know if he's in here at the beginning, but at daylight, a lot of times out here on this main lake, like I was telling them, they could be, most of the time they're in that 8 to 12 foot range. Sometimes real early they'll be up around that 6 foot, just depending on where the bait is and stuff. But as that sun gets higher, you just start going deeper and deeper. By lunchtime, if I'm still out here, then I may be down to that 14, 16 foot deep range right there. I normally don't fish over 16. I know there's spots on this lake where you can catch them about 24 foot deep. For the way I fish, 16 foot, it takes a minute for this little weight and stuff to get down there. If you're jig fishing, it seems like it's a lot slower than that. Oh. Got robbed again. They slick this morning. They think they are. They're but fixing to get caught though. Tell you what I'm gonna do before I rebait that. I'm gonna move on the other side of this brush pile right here. I ain't getting a ton of bites right here. Get repositioned here. I got that motor on here for running down the lake, but it's not good for trying to maneuver in these little tight spots like this. So I have to get the paddle out. This kayak. Get tied up here. I've had several messages, people asking why I haven't put out very much many catfishing videos. I have been, but this time of year is not the time I do my best. I'm more of a wintertime, spring, and early summer guy. I tend to have a lot of trouble on this lake after they come off spawn and everything. But that being said, coming up in 2 or 3 weeks, August 20th, me and Chris Souders is going to get together. Most of y'all know him. We're going to get these kayaks out. I'm not even sure where we're going. We're going up north somewhere. He ain't even told me where we're going. But we're going to get out and try to put some big blues in the kayaks. I know Chris has really got into kayak fishing too. It's a lot of fun. So we'll get that on film for you for sure. Looking forward to that trip. And that will be one of my next catfish videos. I have spent a little bit of time bass fishing. They have some kayak bass circuits, and I just thought that's pretty cool. Braden's been doing a lot more bass fishing instead of catfishing here lately because they now offer the bass fishing at his school and stuff. So he's been spending a little bit more time with that, and I have to try to help him out just a little bit. So that's why we're doing that. But you'll always see catfish and crappie videos on this channel. We ain't gonna switch over to bass. You might see a bass video here and there. Chad said that'll be a lot of fun. Yep. It's always a good time with Chris. Stuff's so thick, I'm telling you. What was I saying? You see it again, where that 12-pound line comes in handy. Bent the crap out of that hook, so we'll just straighten that hook back up. This is some nasty, nasty brush we fishing in. Oh, what was we talking about? We talking about Chris. I've only catfished with him one time, but the evening I got to spend the evening on the boat with him. The guy is so knowledgeable. I come away from that trip with a whole lot more knowledge than I went into, for sure. He knows his stuff, and he's already put some big catfish in his kayak this year, so I'm looking forward to that. These crappie. Need to get fired up. There he is. That ain't no crappie though, the way he hit. He is too. He hit just like a bass. I mean, he hit it and took off the other direction. We just made a move and repositioned ourselves on this brush pile. Little bitty feller. He ain't gonna make it, but we got the skunk out of the boat. There he goes. Maybe that's all it's gonna take to get this school fired up here. That fish hit really aggressive. Hit like a bass. I mean, he hit it and the line was going the other direction. He wasn't coming in this boat if it was up to him. Where I'm sitting right now, I'm in 13.5 foot of water. But on the backside of this brush pile, it drops off 16, 18 foot. Then right off the other side of the brush pile, it drops down into 24 foot as you get closer to the channel out here. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for structure near deep water this time of year. That's the whole key to it. It don't matter, jig, minnows, they both catch them. They ain't picky. There he is again. Got me hung up. Got him tangled in that brush, but I can still feel him down there moving. Let's give him a little bit of slack. See if he can swim out of it. That's the only thing about fishing this really thick cover like this. It's very unforgiving. Got my line back and my minnow. I'm sure he probably killed that minnow. Heck no, that joker's going wide open. Huh. I love chasing these fish. I love eating them too. I don't eat a whole lot of freshwater fish. I hardly ever keep any catfish. Every now and then Braden will keep a couple channel cats or something, but crappie's about all I'll eat as far as freshwater fish. Now, I love me some saltwater fish. Some blackened mahi. That's my favorite. It's hard to beat good old fried crappie, though. I'll tell you another way that I fix it, though. If you like baked fish, uh, get your crappie fillets out, put a little butter on them, some garlic parmesan, bake them in the oven on 400. You talking about good, buddy. Slap your mama good. I can sit there and eat a whole pan of it by myself. I just dropped right back into that real thick spot right here. Good chance I get hung, but I know there's fish in that little spot right there. I'll let this minnow sit there and work for about 5 or 10 seconds. Then I'll just turn my reel about 3/4 of a turn. Let it sit there for a few more seconds. A lot of people ask me why I fish vertical like this as opposed to casting. And you can see how much I'm getting hung up just fishing vertical. Can you imagine casting around this stuff? You're gonna stay hung up every cast because when you cast, that line's gonna come back right into that brush pile. That's gonna turn into a not so good day very quick. So vertical's the way to go, at least for me. It's what works for me. Short striking a little bit this morning. There he is again. It's twice he's hit it. Might have got my minnow that time. Got something chasing the shad through this brush pile over there. He did. He got my minnow. I figured he did. But little rascal. Anybody else going out fishing this morning? What y'all fishing for? What lakes y'all gonna be on? Getting ready to start work shortly. But Chad, I hope you have a good day at work. We're getting off to a little bit of a slow start this morning, but I promise you we're gonna whack them. It may take just a little bit. Got another guy in this kayak coming across in front of me. He's sitting here just watching me talk. Probably thinks I'm crazy. That guy's talking to himself. Keep my eye on Braden over there. Looks like he may be hung in a tree down there. Randall Jeffries, good morning, old buddy. Catch a bunch. We're going to try starting out a little slow this morning, Randall. Got one in the boat. Lost two trying to get him up through the brush. Been out here about 30 minutes, I guess, now. The old blues were biting good last night from what I hear. My phone went off about 11 o'clock last night. People sending me pictures. Two of them in the 30s. So, Randall, if you're going to be out here tonight, just letting you know. Fixing to have to reposition ourselves again. To find it. Big school. Not getting a whole lot of bites on this end over here. Usually this end's pretty good. Swimming sideways with it. He's got me hung up too. Looked down at the camera for a second, looked back, my line was way over there. Got my bait. Gonna make me work for it this morning. I'm gonna move about 10 foot. Put this big minnow on, see if he'll get us a bit. Out early in the morning to try them. I'll be out here in the morning. Not sure what we're fishing for in the morning, Randall, but I'll be out here. Trying to get over all this real thick stuff, so maybe I can actually get some more in the boat. Randall, what's the biggest blue cat you caught out here this year? Seen some pictures of some ones you caught. Caught some good ones. fish. Another little guy. That fish hit it as I was pulling it up. It was real shallow. I just noticed there was some shad that just came swimming right through this brush pile a while ago. So he probably come out and started chasing, and then shad come through. Still not the size we're looking for, but we'll get there. All right, Ernie, we'll see you back here in just a little bit. Comes Braden over here. See what kind of story he has to tell. This Bella Kirkpatrick. Hello. Good morning. Thank you for stopping in to watch us this morning. Just out here doing a little summertime crappie fishing. Oh, he hit it as soon as it didn't even make it to the bottom hardly. I'm going to say he probably got my bait too, but I'm going to let it sit there for just a minute just in case. I mean, he smacked it. Oh, he came back. There he is. Oh, he come off. Dang it. That's 2 bites in a row. They're getting fired up. Wish they'd give me a little bit bigger minnows than what they did. These jokers are tiny. Got a few decent size in there. And drop right back in that same spot again. There he is. Got me hung up too. See if he'll swim out. He feels like he's stuck pretty good. I generally don't get hung up near as much when I'm fishing those laydowns out on the bluffs. But like I said from the start, this brush pile here is pretty nasty stuff right here. Oh. We've been hung up bad 4 or 5 times this morning. That hook is still on there. We lost our sinker that time, but I've only got 2 in the boat. I've lost 3 or 4 trying to get them out of this brush. How about you? You had any luck over? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's neat. Braden's up fishing in the same cove with me. Said he had some deer come down, watch him fish, getting him a drink of water this morning. Got this guy in his kayak coming up here. I really don't want to pull up the fish while he's here. I thought he was gone. Looked up, you're not making it easy on me catching them crappie. We having to work for them this morning, Ernie. Get repositioned here. I floated off the brush pile. George Ray on there this morning. Good morning, George. Thanks for watching. He says good morning and good luck out there. Appreciate that, George. It's starting out a little bit slow. Crappie can be really funny. It'd be like flipping a light switch. That bite just turn on fire real quick. Showing several fish suspended at about 8 foot of water. Right now I'm sitting at 14. So they right up in the middle of this brush. Making it hard to get them pulled out of. There he is. The boys are getting bigger. They're getting bigger. Easy, easy. Quit acting like a fool. There he is. I don't think he's quite gonna make it. He may. He'll make it. He is right on the line. I mean, 10 inches exactly. There he goes. One last look at him. Tell you what, I'm going to let this joker go. He's right on the line. Kind of makes me nervous sometimes keeping these 10-inch ones when they're that close. Because they do have a tendency to shrink up after being in the boat for a little bit. So we're going to let him go. We got enough in the freezer anyway. He gone. All right, guys are getting fired up. Still not that big one we're looking for yet. For those of you just tuning in this morning, I forgot my phone mount. So I just got my phone propped up this morning. We're trying to make do, so you ain't going to get no real good camera angles. I apologize. I just had my line hanging out about 2 foot out of the boat. I already got hung up. How thick it is in here. get us another minnow. Summertime crappie fishing can be a lot of fun. This is a somewhat kind of slow morning, actually. I mean, the action can be really good at certain times. Hopefully it's going to pick up for us here, but get us repositioned here. See if I can get us back in that spot where that fish hit. Drop that minnow down to the bottom. Got just a little bit too far. Sitting in 14 foot of water. Fish on the graph. Showing a lot of them 8 to 9 foot that's suspended right in the middle of all this thick stuff. When I say thick, I mean thick, man. It's some nasty brush right here. I think I just got hit on my way down right here. I did. He ain't got it. The minnows still alive. That was one of those suspended fish I just graphed. Get my bait back in. Back in the kayaks and hit this brush and spun me around. Get set up here. If y'all enjoying seeing these crappie this morning, if you wouldn't mind, hit that thumbs up for me. I sure would appreciate it. Certainly appreciate it. You know, I fished this brush pile all summer long. And I have never seen another person fish it. It's a visible brush pile. It's not like it's something secret. Pretty sure this guy out here in this kayak, though, is going to be back because he's been circling us, watching us catch these fish. We'll move over to the other side. Get us resituated here. One thing you want to do, especially in these plastic kayaks, you want to try not to hit the bottom of the floor and stuff. especially early morning when these fish are semi-shallow. Don't want to spook them. Get us another minnow out here. Send another one down. Sitting here watching Braden bass fish a little bit. Got 83 degrees out here, water temp this morning, main lake. I do prefer fishing main lake in the summertime because the water tends to be 2 or 3 degrees cooler than these creeks. Some more shad running through this brush pile. I'll have to get the anchor out. I can't sit still out here. Just a little bit of a breeze going. Back into this right here. Any what? Crappie jigs? Yeah. You want some minnows? I got some minnows too. Huh? You don't think you can pull right in here beside me? You can use minnows for it. Bass fishing ain't that good this morning. What you caught, 2? 3? What you catch them on, crankbait? I got another spinning rod already rigged up back here. Just grab it. There he is. Another little guy. Woo. Pretty fish. They've been up shallow. You see that pretty color pattern on them. Fun to catch. And he gone. What you want, Braden? You want to tie up over here or what? I hooked a great big one first thing right over there on the other side of this brush pile this morning, but it got me hung up. You got a big worm tie on? Love that pattern of the fish. Yep, they sure are pretty. That sun gets to shine in them iridescent colors. I got an extra rod rigged up, Braden, if you want to come over here and catch some of these fish. He is on a bass mission this morning, I guess. I think that was just the cover. I'm ready for one of them big old slabs to hit. We have to get the net out and get him in. That's what I'm looking for. Slab daddy. School of shad coming through here again. Maybe we'll get bit again. These fish, I mean, they're buried up in the structure. I don't know what the barometric pressure is today, but something's got them balled up right in the thick stuff this morning. Usually, most of the times, they'll suspend right over the top of it or the sides of it. They are down in it this morning. Try dropping on this side, see what we get. Yep. It's getting a bite. If I had this little pressure, it wasn't very aggressive at all. It may have killed my minnow there. Yep, he got my minnow. He got it. He robbed me. Braden's done pulled up on the bank over there, fishing off the bank. Where's everybody from? It's in the chat this morning. I'm in South Central Kentucky right here, Barren River Lake. somewhat of a slow morning, really. Picked up for a few minutes a while ago. I'm just gonna stay on this one brush pile though. There's some more fish here. And just get them yanked out of that brush. There he is. A really light bite this morning. Oh, this ain't a crappie for sure. He's pulling drag. He's turning the kayak around. It must be a catfish. Can y'all hear the drag screaming on this? That's awesome. He's pulling me out the main lake. I'm assuming this is going to be a channel cat. He has got this rod, I mean, plumb bent over. Got to try to keep him out of this brush. What in the world have I got? I have to tighten the drag on him a little bit. Goodness, what a fight. Oh, yeah. That's a little blue. A little blue cat. No, it's a channel. It's a channel. See if I can let him play out a little bit. Goodness, what a fight on this little ultralight. All right. Look right away, it wasn't no crappie. You get it with bad intentions. He's trying to pull me way out here in the main lake. Ooh, 12-pound line. Look at that. We supposed to be crappie fishing this morning. It's a little bones fish. Healthy looking little dude. Man, he pulled hard for no bigger than he was. He had that ultralight screaming, buddy. Let's put him back. Thank you, buddy. Well, they're getting bigger, but they ain't the right species. Oh, that's fun, man. Golly, that's fun. Catching fish on ultralight in the kayak. It's a good time. Good time. All right, let's make our way back over the brush pile. Fishing frustrations, we heard it scream. Oh, that's cool, man. I'm 25 yards from the brush pile. Goodness gracious. Get back over here. All right. Man, there's a lot of fish right there staked up. About 10 foot deep. Same little spot I started off in this morning. Let's see if we can get one of them jokers about. Let's sure chase these. Alright. Another minnow going down. Wish I had some bigger minnows this morning. I didn't even look at them when I bought them last night. Get us back over there. A little bit of a wind going this morning. Alright. Maybe the kayak will sit here for a minute. Got it coming back into this brush. Got to drop to the bottom there. The sun's come up a little bit. Still kind of cloudy this morning. Feels nice though. Get back over there. We got 9 in here. All right. For those of you that's just joined us, I don't know, we put maybe 4 or 5 crappie in the boat. We've lost several in this thick brush trying to get them in. We just called it channel cat. Not too bad in the morning. A little bit slower than what I would like, but I'm just happy to be out here this morning. Off work this morning. Get to be home, spend a little 2 or 3 days with my family before I have to go back. Enjoying some time on the water. Man, there's some thick stuff down here. Okay, we got Mike Turner in the house. Good morning, Mike. Solo Team Adventures. Good morning. It's been a little bit of a slow morning. We put some fish in the boat. We crappie fishing this morning. Sitting on a brush pile here right off the main lake. Put a few in the boat already. Just put a nice channel cat in the boat as well. That was a good fight. Just had another take down there. Man, it's thick. We got Justin's fishing fetish. Good morning, Justin. You got my bait. You got my bait. Got a good minnow on that time. Pretty decent size one. Channel cat. Leave it alone now. See if we can get a big crappie on it. Justin said, "How deep are you fishing?" I am sitting in 14 foot of water at the moment. Most of these fish I'm marking is about 10 foot deep right now. This brush pile is kind of at the mouth of a cove on the main lake here, and it drops off the back of the kayak's probably sitting in about 18 foot of water. Then not far behind me, it'll drop off to about 24 foot. So structure and depth. That's the two main things I look for during the dog days of summer here. What Braden doing over there? Doing rocket something. Guys, if you're just getting in here this morning, we are fishing a brush pile that's so thick. Goodness gracious! I don't know how many fish we've lost just trying to get them out of it. And these fish are positioned right up in it this morning. I like it better when they're positioned on top of it and to the sides of it. But man, they're bunched up right in the middle of this stuff this morning. They're hard to get out. But we've got a few out, and we're going to get a few more too. J-Dog's in the house. What's up, J-Dog? Where have you been hiding? You just missed the catfish, man. We out here crappie fishing. We hung a little channel cat, pulling our kayak around everywhere. It's a good fight, good time. You have to go back and watch it. He come up and tapped it, but he didn't take it. Let's see if he comes back. Maybe he didn't take my bait. He didn't take it, but he darn sure killed it. So we'll get a fresh bait tied back on here. See if I can tie off to this branch here. Stop spinning around. All right. Get another bait. Get a fresh one on. Fish are hitting a little light this morning. Not real aggressive. And for the people just coming in, this setup we're going with today. 5 foot ultralight spinning rod, 12-pound line right here. Got a number 2 wire hook right here with a split shot about 3 inches above it. And if you're fishing this thick brush like I am today, I keep my split shot down there closer to my hook, like I got it right there, about 3 inches. Now, if I'm fishing more open water or some brush that's not very thick, I want that bait to swim around more, I'll move that split shot up about 8, 10, 12 inches, something like that right there, to give that minnow more freedom to move around. But I don't want him going too far and all this thick stuff. Let's see. We'll get this one sent down. And we on the bottom. We'll let it sit there just above the bottom for just a minute. I get about 5, 7 seconds. Reel it up about 3/4 of a turn, and I'll just work that minnow up through that brush. Old J-Dog. These fish been suspended about 10 foot in here. Try again. I hate to send it down in all the middle of that thick stuff, but dadgum, you got to get bit this morning. I'll bring my camera mount next time, hopefully. The way you can kind of see what I'm fishing more. I accidentally left it up at the house this morning, so I just got the old phone laying up front there. As soon as I get this bait back in, I'll give you a view of what I'm fishing right here. Well, we got Chad back. Chad, you missed some pretty good fish there. Alright, see if I can get up here and grab this phone without flipping my big butt out of here. Can y'all see that pretty good? They're braiding way out there. But we're just at the mouth of a cove right here on the main lake. And that brush pile goes way over there too. It's a big old pile. And there's brush all in between here. You just can't see it. This is just the two visible parts. And it's once you get below water, it's actually a lot thicker than what it looks like right there. Drop down again. Chad said, mention big, hairy, and scary, and Chad shows up. You gonna take that, Chad? Shots fired all over the place. Poor Chad. The Ginger Ninja. I think we're gonna give it just a few more minutes and we'll probably kill the live stream part. I'll probably make my way down the lake a little bit. Try another spot or two before I leave, but there it is. Didn't hook up. I got a lot of them just running up there and nipping at my bait this morning. Must be a high pressure day or something. Chad, are you going fishing this weekend? Where are you gonna be at? Probably gonna regret this, but I'm gonna drop this minnow right down in this middle of this gnarly stuff. We're on the bottom now. There he is. I'm not hooking up. You're right there on the very bottom. About every time you drop down there, you feel like, and they're gone. This is some little bluegill down there messing with it. Another one messing with it. Feel pressure on the line. Take it. Old pleasure boaters are making their way out here this morning. Kind of early. See if we can get one more before we go off here. Ryan Borch, you should come up to Mad Jack's tonight on Taylorsville. Man, I actually forgot about it. I saw somebody post about it last night. Do they have a kayak division up there, or is it all boats? Or I hadn't even really looked at it. Kind of slipped up on me this year. Say Hagen will probably be there tonight. He fishes over there a little bit. It's okay, Mike. Really helps. Chad, with prayers for your dad, and hope everything turns out all right. Just let you know he's in our thoughts and prayers, and hope everything turns out all right for him. Let's get one more in the boat before we leave. Fishing shots fired from Ryan. I didn't see that. What did Ryan say? Chris Uselton popped in to like and say hi. I appreciate you stopping in, buddy. We're fixing to wrap it up here in a minute after one more fish. Been a little bit of a slow morning, but we managed to get a few. We've had a good time out here. I love catching these crappies. I said Hagen don't want none of me on that lake. I ain't gonna comment on that, Ryan. I've seen both of you catch good fish out there. It could go either way, buddy. I know you've been on the road. You've been putting some good ones in the boat. Sounds like a good time for sure, though. Yeah, Hagen's a good dude. We got to fish with him. When did we go fish with him? Last fall, I think. Oh. This ain't a crappie neither, folks. Another dadgum little channel cat. I mean, a little one, but he thumped that rod over. Pliers good. Where did my pliers go? There they are. It's just a little bitty feller here. He didn't pull me around like that last catfish did a while ago. That other cat, he pulled me off this brush pile about 25 yards, taking me for a ride. This one just thumped it real good. I almost felt like a bass bite. See you, bud. That's the size Ryan Bortz catches right there. I'm just kidding, Ryan. And he has bent my hook up pretty good. All right. Guys, I think we're going to end this live stream right here. I'm going to go on down the lake a little bit, try to find me another brush pile, get a few more. Now look who fired shots. All in good fun, buddy. I probably won't make it to Taylorsville tonight, but good luck to you, Ryan. Go get them down there. And I'll be watching the results for sure. So, yes, we do need to plan a trip. We need to get that done before it gets too cold. I would like to get up your way and wherever. Told him earlier we're going to be fishing with Chris Outers August 20th, so that trip's coming up. So as the weather cools off, that's getting more into my season right there. I love chasing these catfish in the cooler weather months. We've been taking a little bit of a break here, but I've always struggled a little bit from the spawn through late summer here on my lake. But so we do a little crappie fishing and stuff. Well, guys, appreciate y'all watching. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank y'all for coming in, and we'll see you next time.